Welcome back. So today I'm gonna go ahead and do another wedding video. So I still had more wedding relating topics to share with you, but this will be the last one. And I decided to make it a little bit more interesting today, spice it up, and test my multitasking skills to do my makeup while I go over this topic. So we'll get into it. I already have the next video topic picked out, so hopefully I'll make that sooner than later. It's kind of hard because I've been busy with my store stuff with the holidays, so I've been pretty busy with that, so it might be probably another few weeks or something before I make another one. And then I've been working on some other things too that I've been really excited about, so maybe I'll make a video on that. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, so what we're gonna go over today is the worst things about the wedding. I don't know, I find those kind of things interesting and helpful, and plus, like, everyone that I've ever talked to, always something goes wrong with the wedding, you know? And like I've said in the last few videos, I love my wedding. The majority of it was great. I don't regret anything. You know, these worst things are what they are, is what it is. Not that big a deal now, and a lot of them are kind of funny, you know, years after the fact. So we will get into that. I'll go ahead and start with my foundation. Lately I've been using this Even Better Clinique medium coverage foundation. So the first thing that I want to kind of talk about, I started getting ready for our wedding. I kind of mentioned this in the last wedding video, that I kind of started getting ready for the wedding like way too soon. And which sucked because like we had our bachelorette parties. We technically had two bachelorette parties, and the second one that we had was on the Tuesday before the wedding. Our wedding was on a Thursday, so it wasn't the day before. I knew better than to do that, but I don't know, I don't fare well with alcohol. It really, especially as I've gotten older, really makes me feel like absolute shit. And I still felt hungover on our wedding. Like, not that bad, but like, I think that and lack of sleep and like stress or whatever, I didn't feel like 100%. And like, we had our like wedding rehearsal the day before the wedding, and that was like exhausting. And then we had like the rehearsal dinner, kind of like a get together. Lisa's mom made food for everyone, so that was kind of late. And then not that late though, I didn't stay as late as everyone else. I went back actually when my mom and sisters and my friend went back. I went to bed, you know, later than I wanted to. And then I think we started getting ready at like 10 a.m., which was way too early because our wedding was at, I think, 4 p.m. So yeah, in retrospect, I probably should have started getting ready at like 12. Especially considering our wedding was late, which was the other thing that was pretty annoying about our wedding, because it was supposed to start at 4 and it didn't get started until, I don't know, I want to say it was like 30 to 40 minutes late. And I had been finished ready. All of my bridesmaids and everyone else was finished getting ready, you know, hours beforehand. We're just up there waiting, like, oh, I just want to get this started. I think there was a miscommunication somewhere. It's like, kind of, the music was supposed to cue it, I thought, but I don't know. I think Luce was waiting on some other cue. Music didn't start. Finally talked to the DJ, and then they started it, but it was just like so super annoying. And that put everything else behind schedule. We didn't have like a wedding coordinator, so that really didn't help that much. Because obviously there's just no way that you, like, as the people getting married, me or Luis, can be the person coordinating everything, because like otherwise that just makes it so much stressful, like constantly watch like the time and everything. Also, we didn't like make schedules, like signage saying like, okay, this starts now, whatever. So I think that a lot of people didn't really know, you know, they're just kind of following what was going on. My photographer friend kind of helped a little bit, but then things were just kind of jumbling around because just kind of going with the flow. Things were kind of past the times because try to like go take our pictures at a certain time to get like sunset pictures, and it just, yeah, it didn't work out quite as perfect, which, I mean, it was fine. It all worked out, but like there were certain times where it's like waiting to like stop the music so we can cut the cake, or waiting to, oh yeah, I've been using this. I need color correct, but I'm using this for right now since they don't make the Benefit erase paste that I used to always use, which worked really well for me. But alas, I'm using this now. There's a lot of wait time in between things. Could have been avoided probably. Luckily, we didn't have a lot of things that we had to do. It was mostly just pretty chill. Like we cut the cake, we did the toast, and that was kind of it. And I'm glad we only had those few things, because then the rest of the night was just, you know, getting to mingle with all of our friends and family. So, but waiting on those things to happen was annoying. Like it took forever to get the toast, but that was also because everyone had to go up and get their champagne and everything. But it was worth it. It was nice to like my sister did a beautiful speech. Lisa's best man didn't, but you know, it was still pretty nice. In retrospect, I would have made more signage, which is another thing. I wish we would have made a lot more signage to make things a lot more clear. I wish I would have made like some cute banner or something to put outside the venue, because I think people were getting confused where it was at specifically. Like I made a Facebook event page for the wedding to like post information. I like posted a picture of the outside of the building to help clear any confusion where it is. You know, because I have the address and it's like, it's at this hotel, but it's not inside of the hotel. They have a separate building and it was in the separate building. So I knew there was going to be some confusion, but of course not everyone has Facebook to be able to see that, or, you know, I don't know. Some people just don't pay attention to stuff like that, I guess. I started using this Anastasia Beverly Hills, the ash brown eyebrow stuff. So yeah, I wish I would have put a cute sign outside saying like, you know, wedding of Luis and Kelly. I also wish that we did signage, like, we did some signage, which I showed in my last video, like we did, this is the guest record signing thing. We did where to put your gifts and cards. Kisses from the bride and groom, which is like just for the bowl of Hershey's Kisses to, I don't know, let people know that they can take those. But I wish we would have made like a schedule one, like on a board. That would have been really helpful so people know what's going on. Our officiant I was like, can you tell everyone that we're doing this now? So he, Chad, he told everyone, he announced it, like said loudly to everyone that kind of congregated in the area that, okay, if you're part of the family, go here. So that helped, but it would have been better to have like a schedule so people are like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Like I wouldn't print out like little pamphlets, but I think one board that had like a list of everything and when it was going to happen. Because I had so many people come up to me like, oh, when are we eating? When are we doing this? If you ever go to a wedding, don't ask the bride and groom when something's going on. Like you should figure it out, like ask somebody else. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that would have helped a lot to make that sort of signage. I wish I also made a signage. I don't know, I think that was it. I think that was the only two things that I wish we would have made signage for and maybe had some more decorations outside. The other thing, this is probably one of the most irritating things at the time. Now it's actually pretty funny to think back on. But when we walked down the aisle, like I said, we did the rehearsal the day before. We practiced probably like 10 times, like to make sure like all of the groomsmen walk down at the pace and timing that they're in order that they're supposed to, and the bridesmaids, and that the music played exactly what it's supposed to. And we had it down. Everything was fine. I was very confident that we had it down. And on the day of the wedding, it like, obviously there was a confusion with the timing. That didn't go quite smoothly, but then the song played as normal, which the song that the groomsmen walked down the aisle to was I Want You Around, and that went off perfectly fine. Let me go ahead and finish this other eyebrow, well, finish this eyebrow and do this other eyebrow, and I will tell you the rest of the story. Now that I got my eyebrows done, they're okay looking, I'll finish the story. So, yeah, the groomsmen walked down to I Want You Around. That went off fine once it started. And then the second song that was supposed to start was Baby I Love You, and that was supposed to start as soon as me and my dad walked down the aisle. And that didn't happen. Like, or not as soon, it was, the song was supposed to start and then we would come out down the stairs and walk all the way down the aisle. But what happened was, instead, like, we put some songs on the flash drive and they were meant to be songs that would also play at the wedding. So a few songs randomly played, like, there's like a Joan Jett song that just started, and like I waited a couple seconds to see if it would correct, and it didn't. So I was like, well, I guess we're walking down to this one. I was like pretty annoyed, and then they switched it to another song that was the wrong one. I think it was like a wildlife song, and then I think finally the right song. So it was like 3 partial plays of songs, not like, you know, like a cool like DJ effect where they fade into each other, something like that. It was like get like abruptly stopped, like a song is being skipped. And it was obvious that it wasn't supposed to be like that. And I'm sure all my facial expressions was like, ah, super annoyed. It kind of took away from the moment of Luis like seeing me for the first time. But oh yeah, I know I forgot to start doing the rest of my makeup. But yeah, that was kind of annoying. I'm using this e.l.f. powder because this is what I have now that my other powder's gone. Yeah, so it's funny now to think about, like, it was so silly that happened, but at the time I was a little annoyed. And I would say that the other thing that happened that's maybe a little bit, I just thought of something that I didn't write down. I have my laptop right here, so to get some notes because my brain is all over the place. So I'm going to use this little brush by It Cosmetics to wipe off excess powder. But the other thing is that I wish that we would have did our bride and groom pictures and like maybe bridesmaid pictures or whatever, all of the bridal party pictures ahead of time, because it really wasn't worth having like a first look. Like, I don't know, Luis was like, wow, you look good, but it's like, I don't know, I pictured it in my head being like this really great moment, and I was already annoyed with how everything was going on. So, I don't know, it would have been more helpful to like knock some of those pictures out ahead of time. That way there was just a few pictures that we had to take, especially when my makeup and stuff was more fresh. I'm realizing that sometimes traditions, like, it's not really even worth doing. Like who cares? Like, if, like, I don't know. I don't think it would have really made any, I don't believe in bad luck or anything like that. So, but it's fine. It played out the way it did, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just really impatient. I would have liked to avoid doing all these, like, little things that, like, were kind of obstacles that we had to wait on. So, I'm using this NARS blush I got for free for a birthday thing at Sephora a few years ago. I'm gonna put on some of this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, which I've had forever. So the other thing, this is kind of actually still a little bit sad, and I think I've mentioned this in my last video, that the train of my dress when I walked down the aisle was in a ball. And you couldn't see it in all of its beautiful glory. There weren't any pictures, like nice pictures, or any pictures from the wedding with my train down and like extended and nice. So that was a pretty big bummer that I bought this beautiful dress. I could have bought a dress probably for a little bit less money in the end, that didn't have a big annoying train that I was lugging around. Like, the dress was heavy. It was really hot underneath. Eventually I changed into like a cocktail dress, because it's easier, you know. I actually don't know what I'm doing with my eyes. Let me figure out a plan and we'll go from there. I'm kind of like doing like a green vibe. I'd like, I wish this would stay right here. That looks kind of cuter. It's kind of too much like that to me. Like I think off to the side's kind of cute. Yeah, let's figure this out. Okay, I think I'm gonna do like a blue moment, maybe? Okay, I think it's between these three blues. Kind of digging this one. Okay, and that's in my tried and true Naked Electric palette that I've had for way too long. Yeah, the dress thing, that was pretty unfortunate, but you know, it's whatever now. It's just, if we ever renew our vows or something like that, oh, my foot's falling asleep, then I would definitely make sure that I buy a dress that doesn't have a big stupid train. And then another thing that was kind of annoying is that I also talked about this in my last video. I didn't wear the shoes I bought. I wasted money on that, and I don't like wasting money, to be honest. I would say, some may say cheap, you know, frugal, whatever. It was unfortunate. I spent $30 on shoes that I didn't even use, and I still can't get rid of them. I've been trying to sell them on Depop for forever. They're not even used. Like, my foot has only been inside it for probably like 10-20 minutes. So if you want them, I maybe will link my Depop. But yeah, it sucks that I ended up wearing kind of ugly shoes that I got at Payless a long time ago. Like, they weren't the worst, but it was just like, I don't know. I mean, you probably couldn't see them most of the time, but it's still annoying that I wore those. So maybe, yeah, think about some of these things that I've mentioned, because wear comfortable enough shoes. If they're too uncomfortable, you end up not wearing them. It's kind of a waste. I mean, maybe I should have even wore just like some flat shoes, like, I don't know, belly flat type things, or I don't know, something, because Luis is already shorter than I am. I made sure that I got like kind of lowish heels. I'm 5'6" and he's 5'5", so like I'm obviously naturally taller than he is. The shoes that he wore for the wedding were TUK Creepers, so they were a little thick, so that gave him like a little bit of an advantage. But me also wearing heels, like I was still taller than him, which honestly doesn't even bother me that much. Like, I thought that would be something, you know, when I was younger, like trying to find a boyfriend or whatever. It's like, he has to be taller than me, but like, who cares? Like, it's not that big a deal. Like, some people might think it's weird, but I don't care. But yeah, that would have been a good opportunity though for me to wear flats, because then I would have at least been more comfortable and not, you know, highlighted our height difference. Actually, I'm gonna do this eye off camera and then we'll, yeah, go back. Ooh, girl, she went for it. Kind of got those divine vibes. Part of the reason I think I wanted to wear high heels is like, I never get a chance to wear high heels anymore, so I like kind of wanted to take the opportunity to do so. But I don't know, I should have thought it out better. It's like, if I didn't have high heels that I really liked, that were comfortable enough for me to wear all day, all night, then I shouldn't have. So I got kind of inspired. I think I've seen someone do like, I guess like a line above, like a kind of 60s crease line, whatever. But I'm gonna go do this metallic heavy metal glitter by Urban Decay and hope for the best, because I've never really done this before. Okay, so I started and you can't really even see it. It just looks not good, but I got an idea. I'm gonna use white eyeliner. This is Kat Von D eyeliner. A little worse for wear. But I'm gonna go in with this first. Try to anyways. And then we will do the glitter over it. Oh, and it's not working out great, I'll tell you that. Okay, here's the white eyeliner. Kind of see it. I'm gonna do the other eye and then go over it with the glitter. I've mostly just made a big mess. But you know what? It's fine, I guess. So yeah, those were the things that I wanted to go over. Let me go ahead and finish off this look and we'll close this out. Hello, this is video editing Kelly. Sorry that there's been a lot of background noise in this video. My husband was actually prepping some breakfast burritos while I made this, so sorry about that. Anyways, I forgot actually a couple things to mention in this video. Another thing that I forgot to mention was that I forgot to write my vows down, so I had to read them off on my cell phone, so it looked a little weird that I was holding on my phone while I was reading off my vows. Another thing that I forgot to mention was actually kind of a big thing, is we had a terrible wedding coordinator that came with our venue. So her main job was to make sure that any of the vendors coming in knew where to go and where to set up and everything like that. And for one, she really stressed me out because right before the wedding, it was like 30 minutes before start time, she was like, there's hardly anyone here. Totally unnecessary. And the other thing is that after the wedding was over, she demanded that all of my guests who were remaining there clean up everything, which I didn't remember that being part of it, and plus there was no wedding that they had booked the next day, so that was actually pretty annoying that she was trying to get all of them to clean it up and causing unnecessary stress when we were staying at the hotel and we were planning on cleaning up anyways. Yeah, it was pretty annoying that she was trying to command everyone to clean up and everything. I mean, it ended up working itself out, but still annoying, and that's actually why I won't recommend this venue, because coordinators were awful and they didn't really do anything to resolve that afterwards, so it's whatever now. But back to the video. Alright, and this is the final look. Those were all of, here's a better view of it. It's not perfect by any means, not professional. That's why I didn't really want to make another tutorial, but I figured this might make it more interesting to go over this wedding stuff while I do my makeup. So yeah, that was all the things. Again, I loved our wedding. Those are just some things that were a little annoying, especially at the time. A lot of them are kind of funny now. Maybe something to think about for your wedding. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.